British seaside area. Was it an actual town, or was it made up, and was it filmed there?
It's in a fictional town called Fairfield Bay, which is on the south coast of England somewhere. We don't quite say where. And we actually shot it in the Isle of Man partly, and in Northern Ireland partly. And it's kind of, they're kind of Frankenstein together, the two towns that we shot it.
Slow on the lines.
Hi there.
Hello.
This one's for Gillian. What was your favourite part filming?
How old are you?
11.
Fantastic. My favourite part filming in this movie, or my favourite part that I've ever filmed?
In this film.
In this film. The favourite bit of the film, the favourite scene that I enjoyed. I got to ride a horse on a beach. That was fun.
Pretty fast.
Pretty fast, yeah. And I don't know. It was a bit. My bits were a bit discombobulated, but I loved the set of the house that we were contained in for so long. It was really well designed. And it was a really nice environment to be in, because you felt the history and what they'd been up to for that period of time, and the level of claustrophobia and depression that had set in. So that was, like that says a lot. What else? It was, all of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
This is a question for both of you, but Gillian, your X-Files character was a big role model for me growing up, and I wanted to ask, what kinds of values did you consciously try to put in your character in this movie?
In X-Files? Or
in Robot Overlords?
In Robot Overlords. Well, a lot of times that information is given to you in a script by the nature of the actions of the character, or things that are said about the character, or the way that they speak about things. And it was clear that she is a good person and is just trying to do her best as a mom, and she's a teacher. And I think for something like Scully, it was very important that she had very clear, distinct attributes that it was important that I stick to on a regular basis. And I think that actually she brought more to me as a bit of a renegade prior to that than I necessarily brought to her, because I felt like Scully taught me quite a lot over the years. But did that kind of answer your question?
One thing that is Gillian's character rescues herself. So they all set off to rescue her, and she actually, meanwhile, is working pretty hard to rescue herself. And we didn't want to fall into the kind of cliche sort of princess role where the boys were going together to rescue her. She was too young. And it's kind of quite a funny scene where they cross over. You've rescued yourself on the way out, and they're on the way in, and showing for each other. It's quite important that she felt like a strong, a modern woman, as opposed to some of the, these types of films in decades gone by, and do a lot of screaming and a lot of being rescued. And she wasn't being anywhere.
What's interesting about the course of the character is she's been worn down by the fact that they've been made to stay indoors for so many years, and Ben Kingsley's character has a bit of a crush on her, and he's keeps popping up everywhere and bringing her gifts and offering a future, and she's appropriately wary of his attentions. And so the mixture of that creepiness and the fact that they're stuck, and she's settled into this rather gloomy place, and so the fact that at a certain point she finds a fire inside of her to join the kids and to go on this adventure is kind of a a re-blossoming of her as a person, which is just a nice arc.
Okay, thank you.
Hello there. My question is, there have been a lot of movies involving robots and aliens. What is it about this movie that's going to differentiate from the other movies, and why do you think the MCM Comic Con panel would go to the cinema or rent it on DVD and love this movie?
Well, for me, the film is all about characters. So a lot of the bigger blockbuster type movies, the final third of the movie will be a lot of buildings being smashed over and a lot of things blowing up. And when Ben Kingsley first saw the movie, his comment was, it's all about the characters. And that's what I hope. I hope you actually believe in what's happening to them, and invest in them, and believe their decisions, and that all means something.
It's actually quite hard to do as a filmmaker to establish characters from the get-go that the audience wants to follow the story with. There's a lot of movies that you eventually might like by the end of it, but sometimes it takes you a really long time to settle into the characters or feel like you're on their side, or to, and I felt from the very beginning of seeing this that I wanted to be on this adventure, that I cared about them from the beginning, which is a really hard thing to establish. And it's a proper family film. I mean, it really feels, but it's properly scary, and it also has a different look to it than it's got a kind of a timeless, old-fashioned yet modern day yet futuristic feel to it, and I didn't expect that. I was when I saw it for the first time, I was so chuffed that it was as good as it was, and that I took my kids to see it inappropriately, and my 6-year-old said to me, "This is the best film I've ever seen," which is true.
Fantastic, thank you.
Hi, Gillian.
Hi,
I think you're great.
thanks.
What's it like filming Ankfell's in?
I don't know, we haven't started yet, and I'm still in a little bit of denial. There's a lot that needs to happen between today and June 8th when we start, and I'm old, and I'm not, no, believe me, I'm not used to doing this kind of hours that we used to do on it, so that would be something. And
Who's excited to see the film?
to see the series,
The new
the new episode.
Sorry, I thought it was a film.
That's right. It'll be good once we get up. We'll have a ball.
Is anyone here excited to see it?
Me too.
Great, thank you.
Hi there. We've just seen the trailer, obviously, it's called Robot Overlords, and there weren't any robots in there.
That wasn't a trailer. That was a clip.
Oh, was a clip, sorry.
A boring clip.
Show you the trailer at the end.
Oh, I was going to say, are you hiding something? Or
Don't worry, there will be robots.
There's one robot who's hidden, who's not in the trailer, he's not on the poster. He's a very unusual robot. He's the robot that they've designed to interact with people. So they've modeled him on a child, but they've got it quite wrong.
Okay, children robots.
Kind of. It's a robot. It's the Robot Empire's best attempt at a child robot.
Thank you.
Hello, my question's for Gillian. Do you find that you've been quite lucky that you haven't been typecast in your career, since obviously doing The X-Files for so long, and then you've gone on to do such diverse other things?
I've worked pretty hard at that, and part of it was moving here, but I felt like I was embraced as an actor here more than I was in the States, and the stuff that offered right off the back of doing the X-Files was the kind of stuff that I think the first thing that I was properly offered after we finished was Bleak House, and at the time even I was shocked that I was being offered it, because I thought I could do it, but I didn't necessarily think that anybody else would think that I could do it. So I felt immediately embraced as a whole actor living here in the UK, and I think that was kind of the beginning of that trajectory of being able to do the kind of stuff I always wanted to do. And but it's no small part to living in this country, so that has a lot to do with it.
Can I just say one more thing to you? You've been my hero since I was 11 years of age. And I want to be cheeky and ask if I can have my photo done with you at the end.
Guess what will happen if I say yes?
Everyone else is going to want one.
There might be time for that after I've got a couple of interviews to do, but I need to leave at a specific time. But I promise that if there's time after, does that make sense? Am I saying something I shouldn't be saying?
That'll be absolutely. If you want to, we can work it out. We can work it out.
Yeah, I'll try and do as many as I can before I go, but I need to leave at a definitive time.
Thank you.
Hey guys, so my question's for both of you. So filming on the set, was there any hijinks or any good stuff going on, good practical jokes going on?
There was a lot of mucking about and laughing, and to try and keep the performances from the kids particularly believable, we did a lot of, it was quite kind of a light feeling in set, I thought.
Especially when we were shooting in Northern Ireland with all the midges. I mean, we had to wear these black net helmet things in between takes, and then do takes as if we weren't being bombarded by midges and spitting them out every other word.
Yeah, we were there in the mid season.
Oh my God, it was unbelievable. So that was funny.
Gillian actually got to kind of clown around quite a lot with the boys, wasn't
No, Callum had a very wicked sense of humour. It was fun. It was a really light, fun set.
Yeah.
I can't remember anything in particular.
There was nothing like cellophane over the toilet seat or anything like that. That's not that.
Has somebody done that before?
No.
It's actually not a bad idea.
It's a kind of classic prank. It results in quite an unpleasant mess.
Cheers guys.
Hello, I've got a two-part question. I'm just wondering, is there any chance of a sequel? And I've got a question for Gillian. Have you ever dressed as Scully for Halloween?
So your question first.
I've thought about it actually. I have. I've also thought about what would it be like to dress as Scully and just go up and knock on people's doors. and film it. I mean, wouldn't that be really...
You should dress as Scully after this and then wander around comic con for a bit.
Yeah, and people would... Oh,
Maybe that's going to happen. The sequel, and we are making a TV show. I can officially announce today, Buccaneer Media have bought the rights to turn this into a TV show, a high-end show, a kind of a parallel universe. So it's going to be set during the robot occupation. Yeah, very exciting. And I think in 2015 that's the way to go with something like this. TV could be a really interesting way to explore what happens with the characters. And,
Cool.
How you going? This is a fairly general question. There seems to be a bit of a concentration in film at the moment on futuristic scenarios, and I'm just wondering if that's a reflection of directors and actors and industry in general, your views and where we're heading, and whether you think about it at all.
Well, it sells.
Were you worried about it?
Well, I worry about other aspects of it. I don't necessarily lay awake thinking about robots. But I do think about ISIS, and I do think about the end of the world sometimes and what we're doing as human beings to the planet. But I think it's, it's an ongoing fear consciousness that we have, rightly so, and if it manifests in stories about Armageddon that sell tickets and enable people to escape from their fearful lives, then sorry. Anyway.
I think you've got a generation of filmmakers coming along who probably, you call the Star Wars generation, who, for the generation previously perhaps fantasy and science fiction, that kind of thing, where horror or a dirty word, they were seen as a lower form of film, and you have a generation coming through, and I think all of a sudden